before. Thank God it's also raining, so that's helpful.
That brings it down. Well, yeah, but around here in Austin, it's so hot.
How hot is it?
It is so hot. The water buffalo have evaporated.
What evaporated?
The water buffalo have all evaporated.
Took me a second there.
It's true. I haven't seen a one.
The water buffalo. Okay. So, all right. So I've got it on my Facebook account, and now I'm going to share it with the two of you.
Susan. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you. Took me a while.
Oh.
Okay.
We
Hello, everybody. Looking forward to music.
Almost ready.
I can see by the consternation on your face that you're trying really hard.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am.
Ah, yes, I am. Now that you mention it.
I can see by your mouth
Just what?
that you are.
Yeah. Hold on. Laura. Laura, how do you say your last name?
Or you want to? I say it Herskovich.
Herskovich. That's.
I misspelled it on my second CD. I was not the graphic designer, but I never noticed. It's long out of print. Yeah, but yeah, I just literally never noticed. I'm a very auditory person. I'm not a visual person, and it was so it's it's on screen there. VITCH. There was never a T in it in all the graphic design for some reason, and I never noticed it. Like I must have reviewed the graphics 50 times, 100 times. I mean, y'all have released albums. Like, you look at it a lot. I never saw it. So, yeah. But I figure how many other Lara, Herscovis are there on, like, the folk shelves in any radio station? So
There's probably a whole bunch of people thinking that they have been misspelling your name all this time.
It's all right. Yeah, we all have, myself included.
Okay, one little problem to report. I can't share it to your page, Laura. So could you, I can't share it to your profile. So could you go to my profile and share it to yourself? Great. Okay, so quick ground rules. If you're not the one singing, please mute, because not only can everybody hear that dog you don't notice next door, but it lowers their volume if you're on too. And I like to bring up the rear. So does somebody want to volunteer to go first?
Don't forget to start the recording.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sure, we'll be happy to.
I was going to rock, paper, scissors for you for it, but it's all yours.
Okay. I'm thinking of a number between.
Oh, yeah, it feels it has to tell me.
You could choose, Jan, who goes.
No, I can't. That's why I asked for a volunteer. Since you spoke up, I'll let you do it. Okay, so I would like to welcome everybody to any Sunday Songwriters. This used to be Second Sunday Songwriters when it was in a bricks and mortar situation, but after everything locked down, I realized I was no longer married to the Second Sunday, so now I can do it any Sunday I want, hence the name. And my guest today, that was the other thing. I can invite people from everywhere. So welcome to everybody who's here from everywhere. And my guests today are Laura Herskovich, and she's joining us from Connecticut, which that seems like a good long ways away, and it kind of is. But it's hot there too, it turns out. And I met Laura at the South Florida Folk Festival, which is also a good long ways away and hot and humid. There the resemblance ends. And also, I'm proud to present the Therapy Sisters, who I've been wanting to get on here for a while. I just didn't know if they would do it. So I thought maybe I'd ask them, and here they are.
Direct from South Austin.
In South Austin, which might as well be on the moon, right? Or for the last year, it might as well have been. But that's only because I'm in North Austin. So anyway, I'm delighted to present both of these wonderful singers and songwriters, and let's get started.
So we have been admiring Jan's, not just her music, but her mitzvah. I think of these things as an amazing mitzvah that you do. And it used to be just every month or every so often, and now you're doing even more often. And we just love it. So thank you. So Maureen and I have different interpretations of what this song is about. But minimally, it begins with a admonition that we used to give to our clients and colleagues and co-group facilitators in person when they would participate with their shakers. Here we go. Unless you want to say something.
Well, my interpretation is this song is full of advice and philosophy. So take what you like and scoff at the rest.
Because we do. All right. Ready, sister?
Ready.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When it comes to jars of pills, shake it, don't take it. When it comes to curing ills, fake it till you make it. When it comes to making friends, it's free, so why not be one? When it's time to make amends, your friends will help you see 'em. Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies settle for plums, faster than a wheelbarrow. Look out, here it comes. When it comes to growing old, enjoy it while you're living. When it comes to stowing gold, it's worth more when it's given. When it comes to shuck and jive, you can't always see through it. When it comes to 8 to 5, I'm sure glad I don't do it. The future may not mourn us, there's no court of appeals. Just like the cobbler warned us, time wounds all heals. When it's time to tell and show, do it with abandon. When it comes my time to go, I hope I've hit a home run. When it's time to wrap it up and they make us call it quits, that's when I'll exit stage left, and I hope I've got my wits. Don't eat food without tasting, that's a culinary crime. The time that you enjoy wasting, that ain't wasted time. When it comes to knowing when it's time to say goodbye, here's to knowing what it means to say here's mud in your eye. When it's time to end this lengthy musical metaphor, we'll come to the end of the stanza and we won't play anymore. Thank you.
That was great. So Laura, what you got for us?
Well, I think that song's going to be stuck in my head for the next 2 hours, so I'll try to play something else in the meantime. I'm going to start with this song that kicks off my album. I released an album roughly spring of last year, and and this is the song that starts the album. It's called Now Hear This. And I'd like to echo the gratitude for you, Jan, for bringing us together today and all during the pandemic. It's great to be back, reconnected from South Florida to Texas to up here in Connecticut. Really, really glad to be here today. Now hear this. Now can I borrow you for a minute, maybe 2 or 3? Bring the beautiful broken pieces from you and me now. Hear this now. Can we forget about the world for a minute, maybe 2 or 3? What used to be trades in for infinity. Hear this now. Here we can glitter, we can shine, swallow tails on the telephone line, waiting for the call to arrive with this. Now hear this. Any Sunday Songwriters? This. Lakeside, icy edges, thin board of the shore. But what if we fall in? Oh, what then? Oh, what then? What now? Hear this now. Some savored sadness till it won. We were climbing trees to catch a little more sun, waiting for the future to come right here. This now. Here we can glitter, we can shine, swallow tails on the telephone line, waiting for the call. Came just in time. It's this now. Hear this. It sure has the blackbird delivers spring. We will try and fail and try again. Little did we know that everything is now right here. This right here, right now.
Wonderful, Laura. I'm guessing that's some album. We'll talk about our websites and stuff like that shortly. I just wanted to mention there is a tip jar in the chat. It'll show up a few times. If your chat's not open, there's a whole nother world over there, and the tip jar will be split 3 ways after the show, so don't be shy. So this was triggered by Lisa's song, or the Therapy Sisters, the Sissies song, and it's about when it's time to leave. Because I'm not sure. I acknowledge that there's going to be a time like that, and that's what this is about. I will not be leaving without a struggle. No one will have to say, don't go gently. screaming and hanging on to the door jams, protesting all the way that I'm not done with this life. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes, and then I'll be ready to say goodbye. Yeah, maybe. I believe Moses looked like Charlton Heston, and I believe he had a word with God. All I want to know is, when is it my turn? 'Cause I'm thinking miracles can't be all that hard. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes, and then I'll be ready to say goodbye. World peace is coming soon. We're gonna live up on the moon. I want to see that dream come true. I want to be here. I want to see it. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear that truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes, and then I'll be ready to say goodbye, and then I'll be ready, maybe. Whatever happened to that flying car we were supposed to get? Thank you. And now we'll just keep going round and round like that.
That's wonderful. Is that one of the ones that you did on a challenge?
I did do it on a challenge, but not this year.
Oh,
But it's still true.
that's great. I love that.
You know, Jan, they did promise us flying cars, but what we actually got was blankets with sleeves.
Yeah. Now that you mention it.
Oh, well,
You mean slankets?
that's it. All right. So being enclosed in the house for so long and watching all the COVID news, that's what went into this song. I just put a tablet out and wrote a line and kind of wove this bit by bit as the COVID news swept over us. And it's a song called "Living at the Speed of Life."
I think so. Yeah. See what happens.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. We think it's the end of the world, but it's the end of the world as we know it, and not to be a know-it-all. But that old world was way too small. Are we in the throes of war, or are we toe-to-toe with a teachable moment? Not to paint us as thin-skinned, we could be reaching out and reaching in. It's a time of transformation, a process of illumination, a nouveau chance of our own creation. Opportunity airborne, heels dug in, resisting change. Our attitude could be rearranged. We could be at home in the strange, adaptable, not forlorn. The restless, broke, rebellious have got a lesson to tell us. Some individual rights to sell us. Take a breath, don't take the bait. Quarantine far away from the office. Every sneeze is scary as a cough is. Months of masks and acting standoffish. On your mark, get set and wait. Let's not wash our hands of doing our duty. To enjoy forever is truly a thing of beauty. Our stamina's put to the test. We grow so weary of our house arrest, petulant and void obsessed, mistaking sloth for strife. So lay out another place setting. All this fretting is too upsetting. You're giving just as good as you're getting, living at the speed of light. We think it's the end of the world.
Good job, Sissy.
Yes, I want so badly to be in the same room because I want to play percussion on that song in all kinds of ways. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna stay on that theme. Thank you for putting the train on that track. This is a newer one called Angels. Correct myself. I thought your first song was going to be stuck in my head the whole time, but now it's that one. I think that's going to just happen every round. Midnight parking lot, drink up. Maybe are in a paper cup. Shooting satellite, you say this night will change our luck. We're gonna float away, look down at the earth and wave. Jupiter's as nice a place as we've ever been. Calling everybody's angels, angels, angels. Maybe they can finally change us, change us, angels. Friend and foe, for real, for show. We can strong, right and wrong. Calling everybody's angels, 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 angels. In the shadows of ashes and scars, we rush off to get what's ours. You say they aim at me and you. In the true light of the hunter's moon, we're gonna float away, look down at the earth and wave. Saturn is as nice a place as we've ever been. Calling everybody's angels, angels, angels. Maybe they can finally change us, change us, angels. Foe and friend, for real, pretend we can strong, right and wrong. Calling everybody's angels, angels, angels. Broke down on Damascus Road, hours waiting to be told. Reaping all the things we've sown, traffic always stop and go. Calling everybody's angels, angels, angels. Maybe they can finally save us, angels, angels. Calling everybody's angels. Maybe they can finally change us, change us, angels. Green and gray, brave, afraid, we can strong, right and wrong. Calling everybody's angels,
that.
In the chat, the YouTube version of that, you'll be in your head all day.
Okay, thanks. I'll check it out. Jan, over to you.
Okay. Well, you just lost your place as the person who's come the furthest because both Philippa and Janet are here from Israel. We figured out the last time they were here that Janet in Tel Aviv, or actually in Ra'anana, which is north of Tel Aviv, is coming the furthest. But Philippa's in Jerusalem, which is pretty darn far. So I don't have a song about angels that comes to mind quickly, or about saving each other, but I do have a song about meeting a stranger and having a really unexpected conversation, which it's all her fault, or she gets all the credit for it because of what she did. So I'll just tell you about it. She says flying is impossible, and I sure hope she's wrong, 'cause we're on an airplane flying to New York City. And I'm writing this in shorthand so she cannot read the song all about our conversation while flying to New York City. She says not all that long ago, people walked where they were going. No one thought about flying to New York City. And people didn't move about as if they were leaves blowing in the wind, let alone flying to New York City. I guess that makes this some kind of miracle that we still get on planes. She says yes, 'cause flying is impossible, but it's still possible for us to have faith. May seem like fantasy, but what can you expect? After all, we're flying to New York City. And I'm chatting with a stranger that I just met, and it's all about miracles and faith and flying.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thanks.
Yeah. Woo.
I love how you set the scene in that song.
Thanks.
I feel like
it really all happened that way, you know. I'm sitting there writing it all down, and she has no idea that's what I'm doing.
Oh, wonderful. Can you hear that ukulele? All right.
All right. Ukulele to you. If you and Laura and Jan and the rest of you musicians haven't entered a song in the campaign nonviolence campaign, they're recruiting, collecting songs for their peace event. If you just go to campaign nonviolence or text me and I'll send you the link. I just uploaded this one for some reason. You ready, sister?
Let's do it.
Once upon a time, folks would ask me, what are you gonna be when you quit being small? What are you gonna be, they'd ask me, when you're a little bit taller? I never knew what to say, 'cause I was way too busy playing, wanting to stay that size, wanting every day to be a big surprise. But somehow those voices told me my choices were few. Now I rejoice since I found a new point of view. If you can be anything, be brave.
If you can act anyway, misbehave.
If you can think anything, don't think twice.
If you can be anyway, be nice.
If you can do anything, no matter what you do.
If you can be anyone, you be you.
If you can take anything, take a chance.
If anyone asks you to, just dance.
To be or not may not be the only choices you've got. No act is too small for what's at stake. You get to decide what kind of difference you make. If you can try anything, persevere.
If you can go anywhere, be right here.
'Cause you can say anything right out loud.
If you can be anyway, be proud.
Yeah. If you have more than enough, it's understood.
If you can share anything, you probably should.
If you can lead anyhow, lead from behind.
If you can be anyway, be kind.
Be nice.
You be you.
Just dance. As Emma Goldman said. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Susan.
Yes. Da-da-da-da-da. It is. This is gonna happen every single round for sure. Like, nope, it's that song now. There's just gonna be a Therapy Sisters medley going on in my brain for a month. Well, I think I'm gonna try to thread the gap between Jan, your last song, and that song. And I think you all posted the YouTube link to the Angels music video. Is that what that link was in the chat? Thank you. I love the medium of music videos, so yeah, check that out when we're done. There's also a music video for this song. Both that and Angels on my YouTube channel feature just so many good friends and amazing humans. It's always fun to collaborate in that way. Holy Grail, way over there, nothing here but empty canyon and open air. On the ledge, at the edge, someone tells me if I can take that step, the path appears. In the stillness, in my periphery, something calling, I wonder what it will be. Looking for the through line, leaning on any good sign that tells me I am right on time. Working on my wingspan, doing all I can. Working on my wingspan. fighting for my voice. Some say walk away, but I never had that choice. I will stand with the poets, you know where to look. I will search for wisdom between the lines of any book, and I will sing my life right out to windshield wipers, metronomes, and you and Zoom. Here we are, all those things that help to get me through. Yeah, I'm moving to a better view, working on my wingspan, doing all I can, working on my wingspan, to become who I am. No matter what the future brings, there is magic in the offering. Don't know when, and I don't know why, but somehow the ground beneath my feet turned into sky. Working on my wingspan, doing all I can. Yes, I'm stretching out my wingspan to become who I am. Who I am. Thank you.
That was gorgeous. Yeah.
Thank you. Send that message right over to you, sister.
Thank you. Well, Laura and I were having a conversation before we started this afternoon, and I mentioned that I grew up basically in the 50s and 60s, and this is not what I was led to expect when when I arrived at grown-upness. And I have a daughter now, and she has two daughters, and I'm sort of wondering what they're being led to expect, because I'm sure that their reality is going to be a lot more realistic than the one I got. But even so, I mean, this next song is totally frivolous on my part, and it's connected not only to nothing we've already heard, but also to nothing I've ever written before or after this song was written. But it does have to do with being out of one's time. And anyway, here it comes. Where are all the Gretas and Marlenas? And all the Mae Wests, where are they? No one tells the boys, come up and see me sometime. That's all out of style nowadays. But I still long for old-time steamy romance and satin gowns and stockings with seams and men that wear trench coats and fedora hats. I wish they'd bring that all back, 'cause I want to be a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. I want to whistle like Bacall and have 'em all eating from my hand. They put me on a pedestal, competing for my glance. I want to be a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. Though I am a liberated woman, sometimes I'd prefer to be a tease. And when I see those starlets with eyes covered together soft, I could pull that off, it seems to me. And men would buy me clothes and bring me jewelry and an open door doors and pull me out a seat, and then stand by politely until I'd sit. Enjoy my sparkling wit, a little risque repartee with a femme fatale. I wanna be a vamp. I wanna be the party doll that upsets all their other plans. I know it isn't fashionable, but it's so elegant. I wanna be a femme fatale. I wanna be a vamp. Dietrich and Davis, yeah, like that. They had it made. Mansfield and Monroe, hey, where'd they all go? Well, the women we admire now in the movies are all doctors and lawyers and chiefs. They don't flutter their lashes or swing their hips. They don't pout their lips or sit on anyone's knee. And if they're in some older profession, they've all been reformed by Act 3. They've given up their cigarettes and champagne. I guess we've come a long way, but I sure miss the day of the femme fatale. I wanna be a vamp. I wanna give the boys the eye and call some guy my honey lamb. I'd have them all in a spell. I'd have them in a trance. If I was a femme fatale, I would be sensational. I wanna be a vamp. Thank you. I love that. That's exactly who I'm talking about there.
There you go.
Yes, Rick is our resident set designer. So during every song, glance over into Rick's box and see what he's got there to illustrate your song for you.
Jen, I need to know who's over your, is that left shoulder on the?
Oh, yes, that's Yarny. Yarny has a story. Yarny is the main character in a video game that we played with some friends of ours. Well, he played, we watched because he was really good at it, called Unraveled or maybe Raveled. It was fascinating. And after it was all over, he and his wife have a craft day. So we all made little yarnies, and that's mine.
Okay. He looks like he's urging you on to do the odd things.
Yes. Well, you just heard one of them. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
That was wonderful. I hope your grandgirls love it.
Oh, my grandgirls are a hoot, and they don't need me to entertain them. They're better than TV.
Well, when the pandemic settled in, I realized
Oh,
that
you mean the pandemic?
the pandemic settled in, I realized I was going to need a routine to maintain my sanity. So I set up a routine to begin my day, sitting in the garden with a blank notebook, put a vertical line down the page, and then on one side, I would list my to-do list for the day. And on the other side, I'd think of the previous day and list my ta-da list of what I had accomplished. So once I had done my to-do list, my ta-da list, the ritual is completed by making my gratitude list. And on my gratitude list, sometimes it's the names of friends near and far. And this song grew out of that. It's a song where I'm sitting in the garden, writing a letter to my college roommate, Amy Flynn. And she's a gardener, I'm a gardener. And it just grew out of that. And here's its first voyage. And today it goes like this. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. My garden chair is my favorite lair, from whence I like to greet the dawn most. I can turn over a brand new leaf and drop it right into the compost. How have you been, my treasured friend? A little bit older since my last letter. Here things have taken a turn for the worse, but if the coffee is strong, they seem a whole lot better. My attitude is split between indolence and grit. No matter how many chores I do per hour, but I'm not gonna fall into that self-pity pit, remembering that hope is my superpower. What thoughts come to mind with the time that's on your hands as you stand 6 feet away from other folks around? Time alone is fine until you've had enough, and your island seems as busy as a merry-go-round. Well, we paid off the car, and that was a milestone. Getting shed of that millstone put us right into the smile zone. Jay at the feeder is acting like a Grinch, bullying the finches for the seed and suet. I myself have used the same modus operandi, hoarding all the candy even though I later rue it. Your vegetable garden means a lot less to mow. Crops you can grow if you can just learn how. I say remember that you reap what you sow, if and only if the squirrels allow. Do you redefine your home as a refuge or a cage? Can you dominate your aged being out of control? The birdies never worry about these pandemic days, but I can feel the ways this year is tarnishing my soul. My garden chair is my favorite lair, from whence I like to greet the dawn most. I can turn over a brand new leaf and drop it right into the compost. Drop it right into the compost. I better sign off and turn the compost.
Thank you.
I'm glad you got up before you turned into compost.
Oh, beautiful. I have a tiny little, I am not a gardener, but the pandemic and time here turned me into one, and now I get it. Now I get why people love gardening. I have some cucumbers going and some kale that I'm sharing with some caterpillars, and the squirrels are being good so far.
Good therapy.
Great, yeah, and on so many levels. I remember reading a research study once that interacting with dirt on a biochemical level is an antidepressant. And I don't know if that's also the meditative nature of gardening, but I'm not a scientist, so that's 100% of what I know about that. But yeah, the words that really jumped out at me in that song too, or in your introduction, are gratitude and grit. So I'm gonna stay with that. You heard the call of the ocean, where the wind and waves conspire their secrets, everything they will save. Packed up your questions and pushed off the shore, drifted into the searching for so much more. The harvest moon on the rise. Hang on tight. Gonna be a hell of a ride. Let the albatross code take turns at the wheel. The harvest moon on the rise. Hang on tight. Gonna be a hell of a ride. Come on, step aboard, begin. Every sailor and conifer mast understands. Everything breaks till it learns how to bend. There will be lightning, hurricanes, all the risks you'll have to take. Trust in the treasure map brought you all this way. The signal lamp lit and the stars are alright. The future breaks open just like the green and golden sky, with the harvest moon on the rise. Hang on tight. This is the ride of your life. Come on, step aboard, begin. Know the northern lights will welcome you in, 'cause you don't want to wonder all that could have been. Sailing to Newfoundland, oh Newfoundland, and back again. Now I know I can't hear you all singing, but I'm expecting like a 10-part harmony right here. Ready?
These are all so beautiful, Laura.
Thank you, Jan. Right back at you. It's great to hear you again.
Likewise. So, taking that a little further, or similar but not the same, this one is new. It's a week old. And it was, well, to explain, I've been a feminist before I knew that, since before I knew there was a name for that. Because my mother told me, you can be anything you want to be, and I completely took that seriously. And I am what I wanted to be, which is really gratifying on a lot of days. There's so many songs about female empowerment right now, and not that, you know, they weren't necessary before, but there do seem to be a lot of them right at the moment. But the thing is, in order to step into that empowerment, in order to step into your strength, usually something has to happen that forces you to do it because you have to. And then after you find out how strong you are, then life has completely changed. So that's what this is about. And that is not right. You're no loser, no one to be pitied. There's nothing you need that you don't have. There's no time for shame, not even regret. You overcame and chose a new path. Your task was hard, nearly impossible. Only one unwalkable road. still you've got hope. Tempered glass. Behind every victory, there was a story where there was no choice. Tempered glass. You stood in the flame, and when it passed, you were tempered glass. You're not shattered, you're not even cracked, you're not fragile, no, you are strong, and you're not half empty, just not quite full, but you know you will be before too long. Tempered glass, behind every victory, look for a story where there was no choice. Tempered glass, you stood in the flame, and when it passed, you were tempered glass. Not transparent, but not obscured. No secrets here, just a little bit clearer and purified. Tempered glass. Behind every victory, you'll find a story where there was no choice. Tempered glass. You stood in that flame, and when it passed, you were tempered glass. Thank you.
I don't think I've heard that one before. That was good.
Ooh, yeah.
No,
Love
that one's
that.
brand new. By the way, I wanted to mention that Philippa is actually the furthest away because there is no airport in Jerusalem. You have to land in Tel Aviv and drive to Jerusalem. And I got to thinking about that when I realized it was the case. Imagine, I mean, the experience in the old city would be different if there were planes flying over. Yeah. So, yeah, Philippa is the furthest away. There.
That you can be digitally present.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to have everybody here. I'm so glad you came.
Say shout out to my dear friend Lenore, who's here. So good to have her support through the years.
Neighbor Susan, long time. I mean, yeah, one of our oldest and dearest and longest time fans, Rick. Rick on the set design. I love that idea of like becoming who you are, you're meant to be, and being so happy about that. And that tempered glass idea reminds me of the idea, I guess it's Leonard Cohen anyway, of the cracks are where the light gets in. But it's taken my whole life to appreciate that that's also how the light gets out. I love that idea. So my father used to say to me, if I had married that gal I was dating when I met your mom, you'd be your half sister. So I need to send this one out to my half sister, wherever she is. Oh, and I play it every year right on the octave of my birthday. What are the odds that egg and sperm would meet? What are the odds they'd survive the journey? What are the odds against which they had to compete? What are the odds they turn out to be me. Well, I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to toot their horn and celebrate the accident of my birth on the day I was born. What are the odds those two gametes would merge? What are the odds I'd show up when I'm due? What are the odds my pinhead would finally emerge? What are the odds I'd be me instead of you? Well, I'd like to thank my siblings. I'd like to thank my aunt. I'd like to thank my uncle, but through the accident of birth, I don't have one, so I can't. Well, one little sperm of difference, and I wouldn't be who I am. The kids would be addressing me as,
Yes, sir.
instead of saying,
Howdy, ma'am.
oh, but they all sir me anyway. I don't mind, that's okay. I guess it's just a part of my DNA through the accident of my birth. What are the odds of a renegade zygote? What are the odds of a runaway chromosome? What are the odds I'd end up more than a footnote? What are the odds I'd call this planet home? Well, I'd say the odds were probably astronomically high that we could have been somebody else there, but for the grace of odds, go you and I. What are the odds I'd have so many sisters? What are the odds I'd take up so much space? What are the odds I'd prefer Mrs. to Mr.?
1 in 10.
What are the odds I'd end up with this face? Given the odds, the human race. Happy Pride, everybody! And happy birthday to me. Thank you. A request, if it happens. Lara, I'd love a song about sons and sisters, and so sweet.
You got it. I was debating between two to follow that song, and that was one of them. So sure, I could go there. Thank you. Today is your birthday?
It's my mother's 103rd. Mine will be on Wednesday.
Wow. Well, happy birthday to both of you. And sure, a song about sisterhood.
Happy birthday week.
Happy birthday week. That's right. We'll give you the whole month. Happy birthday month. Well, yeah, sisters. Sisters. This song took me on such a journey last year. I wrote this song when I was at a really big fork in the road. I chose music, yay, and then I realized that we can be aligned with who we are. We can be aligned with, like, living in integrity, in alignment with our gifts and our passions and our superpowers, and still some days are going to be tiring, and that's okay. So I wrote this from the perspective of the sun. It ended up on the new album, Highway Philosophers, that got released last year. When the pandemic rolled over, I made a music video using the artwork of a terrific animator named Matt Rash in Michigan. And long story short, it made sense at a certain point to turn that animated music video into a book. So this song is like just turned into a whole thing. And the message I will share today here with all of you, it's birthday month, is and connected to the message of that song and Jan's song, be who you are, do what you love, share your superpowers. So thank you for everyone who's here, everyone who's on YouTube, everyone who's on Facebook. Thank you for the things that you do that make our world healthier in all of the ways that our world needs to be healthier. So this one is Shine, Sister Shine. She said she used to love the way they all rely on her. Lately feels more obligation than she prefers. Round and round, round, same circle every day. Isn't reimbursed 93 million miles each way. Someplace always needs her, so much at stake. Someone's gotta make sure all the roosters are awake. She's singing, I don't wanna work, but they need daytime. I have to shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. No, I don't wanna work, but they need daytime. So I shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. She'd start a new career, got some interviews. The clouds always covered for her, eclipses too. 5 billion year background on her resume. She lives in the Milky Way, but is willing to relocate. She explains she's a star, travels at the speed of light, but the interviewer did not agree that she was qualified. She's singing, now I'm back at work, they need daytime. I have to shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. I don't wanna work, but they need daytime. So I shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Then she remembered lilac, lemongrass, honeybees, apple pie, butterflies, jasmine tea, falling leaves, evergreens, smooth river stones, front porch laughter, and the silence of the snow. Warming baby porcupines still fit like a glove. Then they named a flower after her. She was in love. She could finally see that what she does is who she's born to be. She's singing, I can't wait to work, they need daytime. I get to shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. Without me, it would just be nighttime. So I shine, sister, shine, sister, shine.
Wow, wow, wow,
Beautiful.
Thank you, David.
wow.
So I have several choices here. I can do an almost identical introduction or an almost identical idea because I have a song about that.
Dealer's choice, you know best.
Yes. So I'm going to say virtually the same thing as Laura just said.
Hey, where is she?
I have an album that was put out March,
Really?
yeah, 2019, and it inexplicably turned into a book. There, with illustrations by myself and Vanessa Lively, and the CD is in the back. I'll show you my favorite illustration. Well, this is one of my two favorites. So I did the line drawings and Vanessa did the watercolors, and she turned my scribbles into art is the way I look at it. And here's an odd thing that happened. You know what you were saying about having your name spelled wrong on your album, Laura? Well, somehow, although we both proofread this 4 or 5 times, on the title page, Vanessa's name, her last name, which is Lively, with another L, Lively, the second L is missing. Neither one of us noticed it. It wasn't until I went to put it on Amazon that they alerted me to the fact that her name was spelled wrong. So we're just going to have to love that. The songs are all based on the Bible stories you didn't get to hear because nobody told them or the wrong person told them. And since there's new faces here, I'm going to play you the introductory one, which was the first one. And it was written because I noticed that although this person was fairly important in the history, she got 2 whole sentences in the Bible story. And one of them was that she had either weak or cow-like eyes, depending on what translation you read. I'm sure it says something entirely different in the original language, but I don't know that for sure because I haven't looked at it in the original language. Anyway, as far back as I remember, I was always Rachel's sister. Sometimes I think that started before she was even born. She was lively, she was clever, and everybody loved her. And when the men came looking, it was Rachel they looked for, not me. I was Rachel's sister. Jacob saw her fetching water, asked if she was Laban's daughter, and she ran home to let us know to make room for one more. I fell in love that night at dinner. He never saw for watching her, and when the meal was over, it was Rachel he asked for, not me. Rachel's sister. This is the story as it is written, but those were the lives we were living. Here is the truth, not the one that others told. It's the one that I know. I am Rachel's sister. They said Jacob was the trickster, but my father brought me forward on Rachel's wedding day, draped in veils upon his arm. But then Jacob worked the harder, and for Rachel too he bartered. Still, I thought I'd win him when each new son was born to me, Rachel's sister. But every night I'd hear her whisper, give me sons like you gave my sister, and prove that you love me, prove you love me more. So then one night he did it, and little Joseph was his favorite. But Rachel died in childbirth when her second son was born, leaving me, Rachel's sister. This is the story as it is written, but those were the lives we were given. Here is the truth, not the one that others told. It's the one that I know. I am Rachel's sister. Every now and then I wonder, is he still thinking of her? Though I'm the one that keeps him warm when the nights are cold. Did she love him as I love him? Or did she just love to win? But she is blessed memory, so I will never know. I am only Rachel's sister. This is the story as it is written, but those were the lives we were given. Here is the truth, not the one the old man told. It's the one that I know. I am Rachel's sister, and it can only be told by Rachel's sister.
Oh, I love that. That is so wonderful.
Thank you.
I love the way that you're able to tell stories of people who weren't able to tell their stories. And by
It's
people, I mean women.
Yes. Well, you know, I thought that the whole album would be about women, and it turned out it was the underdog that drew my attention,
Okay.
male or female.
Wow.
By the way, before I forget to ask, where can people find you online, and where will you be next after this show?
Okay.
Online, you can find the Facebook page, The Therapy Sisters, and we've got some videos and whatnot up there, some links to former shows.
And anything anywhere we play, it'll be there. We're going to be doing something with Gail Lewis, Therapy Sister Emeritus, in a little house concert in August, carport concert.
In deep South Austin. Yeah, but
Deep
we'll
South.
announce on our Facebook.
Okay.
Wherever it is.
And Laura, how about you?
Well, thank you for asking. There are a few places I'm on most of social media outlets. The core one is just my website, which is my name, Lara Herskovich. If you Google anything close to that, you will find me. It's laraherskovich.com. You can sign up for my e-list there on the contact page, and my YouTube channel is the thing that I'm focused on right now. Just fun fact, we creators don't make any money off of any of our content, music videos, all of that, until we have there are a few criteria, including 1,000 subscribers. So if you would go to my YouTube page, which is just youtube.com/c/Lara Herskovich, same thing, you can Google me and it'll come up, and subscribe to my channel. That would be terrific.
And if you
I'm
can't
on
remember
YouTube.
that, go back up in the chat until you find that YouTube. I posted of that Beautiful Angel song. And there's really amazing videos. And that graphic artist that Laura mentioned really is really good. There's a couple of his, right?
I think there's 4 music videos I did with Matt. Yeah, he's a fantastic animator.
Yeah.
I have an entire concept album that's weaving around themes related to addressing mass incarceration
Oh,
in the prison
wow.
industrial complex in the U.S. So he did 2 music videos in that vein, Mississippi Lullaby and 4 Wise Monkeys. So yeah, if you could check all that out. And I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I have a Facebook page. And I'm not doing any TikTok yet. I'm just not. Like, I don't think I'm young enough, so I'm gonna let that.
No.
You'll have to wait till you're younger.
No.
Older then.
No.
Yes, David.
I really want to. Oh, go ahead, David. I'm sorry.
I did, but that is that be.
Can you put it in the chat, David? And I'll reply to you in the chat.
I want to find those two that you mentioned about the prison industrial complex to show to my social work students.
I have an MSW, a policy MSW. So
Oh,
yes,
oh.
please, and for anybody watching, if there are any of my music videos that you can use out in the world to do the work that they're here to do, please just use them. Like that's
Thank
what they're
you.
here for.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Oh, I love that. Meanwhile, back at Maureen, I wanted to mention that she has your gift, Jan, of being able to inhabit the stories of other sentient beings and tell those stories.
Well, we mentioned underdogs, and we rescued a little underdog, a little Chihuahua. He was running around a busy street at rush hour as I was walking our big collie dog, our big Lassie dog, and he was curious about that Lassie. He just kept approaching us and running away, approaching us and running away. I think he had seen her on TV and he was curious. And so it took us a while, but we caught him, brought him home, named him, and made him our own, and he made us his. And so I wrote a song for him. His name is Plutarco, and Plutarco is the speaker in this song, telling us the story of his life.
I just also need to say, parenthetically, Plutarco was the name of the villain in the telenovela that Maureen was watching when she decided we couldn't keep him.
See how that worked. He just got cuter by the day. But anyway, Plutarch, the philosopher in Spanish, is Plutarco. So, all right. And here's Plutarco telling a story. And it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. I started out my life in a home where they whacked me with the broom. That's the price I had to pay. Is it any wonder I started to roam and I learned how to run away? Zoom, zoom, zoom. I was zipping round the street, darting in between the cars. Man, there's a lot of them coming, going fast. Along comes a lady walking, Lassie so highfalutin, it made me gasp. I sidled over to inch a little closer, maybe get me a autograph. While I was being starstruck, the shady lady snuck up and snatched me, guess she got the last laugh. Zoom, zoom, zoom. When she wants my attention, she hollers, Plutarco, I reckon that must be my name. When I want her attention, I just start to bark, go, two can play at this game. When I gallop at the dog park, the other pooches chase me, but they give it up, they can't seem to last. Greyhound, Whippet, Benji, Basenji, they never seem a much so fast. Zoom, zoom, zoom. I don't wanna brag, but you really gotta brag when you can run like a rut like me. Go ahead and let the cat out of the bag, and I will chase it up the nearest street. Hey yo, zoom, zoom, zoom. My horoscope dispenses only future perfect tenses as I settle in my forever home. I'm finding yards with fences can have happy consequences, 2 squares and an occasional bone. Oh, good golly, frolic with the jolly collie, tracking leaves into the living room. You think this is a park, is the lady's remark as she reaches for the dreaded broom. I dart between her legs, barking, give me some room. Running figure eights as I fill the yard with zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
I don't have the faintest idea how to follow that song. Full disclosure. So I'm gonna take a turn in a very different direction. I'm so enjoying this song circle. I miss being together at festivals and in venues doing rounds like this. This just fills my heart with happiness to hear you both and to hear you, Jan, and to be here with all of you. So what that song reminded me of, not to go too dark here, but I lost my cat in the middle of COVID. And I guess I just want to send this song out to all of us. Like, we just lost Reba Heyman. There's so much loss in all of our communities, and I want to send. I just want to name that and send love and empathy to you. I don't know what you've been through in the arc of what we've all just experienced or what you're going through right now. But I send this out to you. And to Reba's memory. The song Dona Nobis Pacem has always been a really special one to me, just accompanied me through my life. It's a traditional piece that means grant us peace or give us peace, bring us peace. This is a song on the new album called From a Dream. From a dream into a dream, and in that dream a little child sitting off in the distance on a wooden bench in the fog, a little lonely, but everything would be all right. And the time while the child sat wondering, sometimes waiting but not knowing what for. The mountain laurel bloomed white and pink as the strawberry moon, shining light onto a path to tomorrow. A spider crawled up and onto the page as if to say, this dream, your dream, is here, right now, with me. With the child waiting in the fog, wondering, a little lonely, but everything would be all right. The spider stood still and then went out into the day, into all that wilderness and all that wondering with the child in the fog, waking up from a dream into a dream. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. And there's a hand, my trusty friend, and give a hand of thine. We'll take a right goodwill draft for old lang syne. Dona nobis pacem, Dona nobis pacem.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God, I love it. That made me die. It made me die. Wow.
I think there
Wow.
was not a dry eye in the house, David.
My
That was
heart is with
beautiful.
everybody. Thank you, Jen, and thank you, David, for sharing that.
So, before I forget, the place you can find me is jansides.com, spelled exactly like it is in the corner of my little box, my cage. The next place I'll be is on July 11th. We'll be doing another one of these shows. We do a couple a month, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. And in just a second, I'll be able to tell you who's playing on July 11th. It is Claudia Gibson and Tom Tranchilla. Claudia is, I think, here in Austin, but I could be wrong about that. I just know I see her at Swerfa when there is Swerfa. And Tom is in Houston and is one of the people who is a long time DJ on KPFT. And I see him at Swerfa all the time, too. Swerfa is Southwest Regional Folk Alliance for the uninitiated. And we have conferences here that are so close to my house that you could spit there from here, which is always nice. It was pretty easy to get discouraged during this last 14 or 15 months. And so what I did to keep the wolves at bay was I took every song challenge I could find. And some of them were write a song every night for 2 weeks. And some of them were write a song every week. And some of them were the next 5 days, write a song each day. I kept that up for an entire year, which resulted in a whole lot of songs. Not all usable, but songs. There's one that I belong to that it's every week. It's called Song Tribe. And if you don't get your song turned in by Sunday night at midnight, you can't turn anything in for 3 weeks, which they call going to jail. And every time I open it up and look at the prompt at the beginning of the week, I think, oh, I'm going to jail this week. And the prompt for this song was busted, which I definitely felt when I saw it. So I fixed it. I think this is, hold on. That's better. I know it sounds the same, but it's not. I keep a bust of Beethoven before me on the piano. I keep a bust of Beethoven to remind me that even in calamity, tomorrow still holds possibility. So I keep a bust of Beethoven where I'll remember. I keep a bust of Beethoven where I can see. I keep a bust of Bach before me on the piano. I keep a bust of Bach to remind me that though the task is difficult, it still can yield a fine result. So I keep a bust of Bach where I'll remember. I keep a bust of Bach where I can see. And Chopin, he could not go home. And Mozart died in poverty. So many of them died so very young, and still they left us so much beauty. So I keep a bust of Brahms before me on the piano. I keep a bust of Brahms to remind me that though your heart is breaking, your art can be your saving grace. So I keep a bust of Brahms where I'll remember. I keep a bust of Brahms where I can see. I keep a bust of Beethoven. I keep a bust of Bach. I keep a bust of Brahms where I can see. Thank you.
I see what you did there.
They did too, but they let me get away with it.
I hope so. That was so damn clever. I'd have given you a
Nice graphic, Rick
I'd have
Herndon.
given you another songwriting prize, like the one you got when we first knew you. Yeah.
You know what? I realized earlier in this show, I have known you since Maureen gave you that ukulele. That's how long.
Jen, that's a lot longer that you've known. Many, many years before that.
Yes,
I haven't had that 20 years. I've known you longer than that.
Yeah, you have. But I've known you since you didn't play ukulele.
Oh, that's right. That's true. Yeah.
Oh, no. Goodbye.
Looks like we're frozen, doesn't it?
Nope. The thing about this is we can do 2 more rounds because nobody's waiting for this stage. We don't have to get off right at 5.
It's okay. Okay, so we were going to do a Ain't It Awful song, but instead, thanks to Lara and to the heritage tune that you just did, instead we're going to do one about it would be awful if it weren't for all of y'all and everybody else. But it is, there is a lot of loss. And so, yeah, so this helps. Buddha, Krishna, who's to say? One is the only way. As long as I live and breathe, I pray we'll be walking each other home. Karma is a toss of the dice. Could be fire, might be ice, so why not? But just be nice while we're walking each other home. Some roads are long and far from home, while others short and sweet. Some journeys in no more to roam, while others repeat. Some folks pack a lot of stuff just in case the road gets rough, playing this game of blind man's bluff while we're walking each other home. We'll leave the campsite cleaner than we found it, barely leaving a trace. Though I know we're homeward bound, it's true, this too is a sacred space. So dwell not on the kingdom come, fear not that you'll succumb. Just follow this rule of thumb and keep walking each other home. Yeah, yeah. If you get home before I do, please ask somebody why do we ever leave? If this is the life that we all chose, I'm left wondering who knows what to believe. I believe the music there will be first rate. And every pitch across the plate, impatiently we await our fate while we're walking each other home. So let's return what's been on loan. All we need to know will be known together. We're on our own, Red Rover, till we cross over. We're walking each other home. Thank you.
Amen. I'd like to add an amen to that. Your use of different rhythms is really inspiring today. Yeah, that was great. Thank you. It's fun to follow you and try to figure out where to take it. I think I'm gonna. I was really moved, Jam, by your last song as well. So I'm going back to the theme of authenticity and courage and grit and stick-to-itness to become who you are in this world. One of the many ways that we walk side by side and lift each other up, right? I was gonna be a New York Yankee number 9, protect the left field from the third baseline. Summer green grass chasing fly balls, grandmothers giving careful porcelain dolls. Oh, I knew I could learn to hit a home run over every center field wall. Try not to argue terrible umpire calls, grandmothers giving careful porcelain dolls. Paint pie numbers in reverse, what life is asking, never time to rehearse. But Major League above it all, I had no time to be a careful porcelain doll. Red wine, white dinner jacket before Labor Day, silver candlesticks all in their rightful place. In a long white dress, waltzing in a rented hall, smiling like a careful porcelain doll. If he was orchids resting in a crystal glass, I was wild roses on a mountain pass. Saw the future in that crystal ball, and all I felt was careful porcelain doll. Paint by numbers in reverse, what life is asking, never time to rehearse. But wildflowers above it all, I had no time to be a careful porcelain doll. Ceramic and pearl, pirouetting ballet, tiny teacup world, or rosewood, 6-string steel, searching sawdust to figure out I feel in reverse, what life is asking, never time to rehearse. I sprinted into the nearest brick wall to break all remaining careful porcelain doll. 'Cause music above it all, I have no time to be a careful porcelain doll.
my God, story of our lives.
It's the truth. Just tell the truth. 3 chords and the truth, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take it in a different direction, I believe, because I wanted to do this song and I have no further excuse than that. We had Elise Black here a couple of months ago. And by the way, I wanted you to know, if you want to know who's going to be on this show, if you're enjoying it and would like to see more of it, it's different people each time. I'm the only constant. There's a reason for that. But just put your email in the chat and direct message me or put it to everyone. It's up to you. But let me know that that's what you're putting it there for, to be put on the email list. And I will be happy to keep you apprised of what wonderful show is coming up next. And they'll all be as wonderful as this one. This one is spectacular. Yeah. So, Elise Black was on maybe a couple months ago, and she's also a real estate agent, and we're having this boom in population. We have been having in Austin for at least a decade now, and possibly more. And what she told me was that at the moment we were speaking, there were 125 available single-family homes in the city of Austin, and the demand was about 1,000 a week. So needless to say, it's a seller's market, and that's reflected in the sale prices and also in the property taxes. And it's also reflected in the fact that the developers are desperate for land. And this was one of those prompts from my song tribe, that I was supposed to find either a picture or a headline and write a song about it. The local paper it's adequate, more or less. So what I did was I went online to see what they had on there and see if it was any more interesting than the actual paper was. And I found this video, and I liked the concept, and I liked the person who was speaking. And as I was taking notes on the video, I realized that he was pretty much writing my song for me. So here it is. My daddy really loved this land. I'd feel I was betraying him if I was the one to let it go. He used to say, if you had pliers and a roll of baling wire, well, you could fix most anything that broke. Family history's big for me. Great-great-granddad, born in slavery. When he was freed, he came to Texas. Bought this land, was saved up gold. His descendants each have owned it. I don't propose to be the one to lose it. So it's not for sale. The land is not for sale. The city needs more houses. So I understand, but Papa Connor's land is not for sale. Leaving it to my granddaughter, I want to do that for her. She lost her dad when she was only 5. Yeah. I do believe that he is watching and happy with these things I'm doing, like he'd do if he was alive. 'Cause it's not for sale. The land is not for sale. The city needs more houses. That I understand. Papa Connor's land is not for sale. She can be anything she wants to be, write her own future. She will keep the land and story going for those who come after but Papa Connor's land is not for sale. The city needs more houses. Yes, I understand, but Papa Connor's land is not for sale. My daddy really loved this land. I'd feel I was betraying him if I was the one to let it go. Thank you. So now we really are on our last round.
Right. Nice graphic, Rick. I mean,
Yeah, very.
fitting.
I know that all of us love stories, love to hear stories, tell stories through the song. And I know that we all must be missing live theater. It's one of the things that I'm ready to go back to when the pandemic lets up a little more. I'm going to play a song that has a lot of theater imagery to hold us until then. And it's a song about making a decision. And the song is called When to Stop. It's a mambo, if you're playing along, and it's not too fast. There are plays that are finished before they're done. There are days you better cease and desist before you hurt someone. There are ways of making a living that you should shun. And there's a phase when you learn to discern what's not fun. Because knowing when to stop is the same as knowing when to go. Bowing out gracefully is the way to end the show. Once the conclusion is certain, it's time to bring down the final curtain. Knowing when to stop is the same as knowing when to go. Fade to black, 'cause I'm not coming back. Run the credits, but remember it all with significant edits. Cross that bridge when you ride it. Bang that drum when you crawl inside it. Knowing when to stop is the same as knowing when to go. There's a change, you can feel it hanging in the air. Rearrange all the stuff on the walls, every desk and chair. And it's strange how the old tried and true no longer seems fair. And you'd exchange it all to exit pursued by a bear. Because knowing when to stop is the same as knowing when to go. Bowing out gracefully is the way to end the show. This could be the day when you call it a night. Give in to the hunch and give up the fight. 'Cause knowing when to stop is the same as knowing when to go. Get the hook, it's time to live off book. After years of stages, notebooks swollen with tattered pages. Cross that bridge when you're riding. Bang that drum when you crawl inside it. Knowing when to stop is the same. Knowing when to stop. Knowing when to stop is the same as knowing when to go. Fade to black.
Down comes the curtain.
Get the hook. Just wait for 2 more songs before the hook comes out. Being chased by a bear. Oh, wow. So what was super fun about that was I decided somewhere in the middle of that song what I wanted to play after it, and it's in the same key. Get the hook. Yeah, get the hook. There's a bear coming. Oh. What a pleasure. Jan, thank you. How about a big round of silent and heartfelt, powerful applause for Jan and everything that you have been doing to, not just your own music and what you're offering up in the world, but bringing us together and creating music through community. Thank you for today, and thank you for what you've been doing every month, every week along the whole way.
My pleasure, really.
And the Therapy Sisters, what a joy to be here alongside you. I look forward to connecting and following and getting to know your music better, and really just thanks for having me, Jan, and thanks to everybody who's been watching and singing along with us today. I forgot to mention what I've got coming up, although I don't know if this is leaning Texas. I'm not in Texas in the near future, though hopefully that will change. I've got something in Maine next weekend, and then for those of you who are around Connecticut and the Northeast, I'm at the Katharine Hepburn Cultural Arts Center. Gorgeous theater. It's my first Connecticut live show back in the same place. It's a very beautiful full circle. The Kate, it's as it's known for short. It's just a beautiful 200-seat theater, historic place. The sound is tremendous. They let us in the middle of the pandemic to come and shoot a music video. So the music video on my YouTube page, Now Hear This, was shot there. My friend Jian Chang, Thomas Blackland, the 3 of us were COVID safe, right in the thick of it, just making art, and to stand on a stage and be able to sing. And Jian, just fun fact, it was the first time she's a lighting designer. She was working on Slave Play on Broadway. And when there was the first time she was back in a theater in the middle of COVID, we were all just, depressed artists not being able to express ourselves the way we normally can. And she got news of her first Tony nomination when she was in the booth, filming the music video with us. It was just incredible. So I'm going to be there for my first live Connecticut show back. Saturday, July 10th, and then a bunch of folk festivals, Vermont, New York State. And but you can go on my website to get all that. It's lauraherskovich.com. And again, thank you for listening. This feels like the right sentiment, and I just yeah. Thank you. I'm not a boxer. That's all I have to say to introduce this song. And I'm in your corner. I've got your back. When your opponents are on the attack, when they lead with low blows, when they make you bleed, I'll bring the butterfly bandages and anything you need. Some days they beat you to the punch. Referee is blind down for the count. Bell doesn't ring in time on the ropes, but strong as stone. Remember, you're not in that ring alone. You move like water, duct tape and grit. Even in those rounds, you're just not feeling it. Borrow my faith in you. Look through my eyes, 'cause yours are black and blue and twice their normal size. I'll get the sunglasses and ice. punch. Referee is lying down for the count. Bell doesn't ring in time on the ropes, but strong as stone. Remember, you're not in that ring alone. Now spit out that mouth guard. This fight is through. I'm gonna throw in the towel. Sometimes that's the best thing to do. Some days they beat you to the punch. Referee is lying down for the count. Bell doesn't ring in time on the ropes, but strong as stone. In your fancy shiny shorts, fast on your feet, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. There is always another way. We'll live to fight another day. We'll live to fight another day. Sunglasses and ice. Sunglasses and ice. Sunglasses and ice.
That was a nice key.
Yes,
It's a good key. I agree.
wonderful song.
Thank you.
So
Take
I'm
us
gonna
home, Jen.
propose- What?
Take us home.
Yes. This is
Yeah.
apropos of the cracks and light. I actually did one of these, the prompt on Song Tribe. This was about halfway through the pandemic. I like pandemic, by the way. That suits just fine. The prompt was cracked, and I had just seen a post on Facebook of this Japanese art where if you have a pot or a vase or something like that that breaks, there is a Japanese art that starts with a K, and I can't ever remember what the actual word is, where you mix gold in resin and fix the cracks with this gold resin so that eventually when you get through, the pot is even more beautiful than it was before it broke. And the combination of that prompt and that picture produced this, but it was also the Leonard Cohen quote, you know, that's how the light gets out because or gets in, because it occurred to me that that is also how the light gets out. Great minds, yeah. All the lessons you learned are gold. All the scars where you healed are strong. You may once or twice have been broken, but you've done nothing wrong. All the obstacles in your path, all the trials you rise above, all those faults that you think you have, they are why you are loved. And your light shines through, your light shines through. It's what makes you you. And the cracks are there, so your light shines, your light shines. All those outcomes that didn't match, all your plans and all your dreams, all that beauty you think you lack is ablaze for all to see. And your light shines through, your light shines through. It's what makes you you. And the cracks are there, so your light shines, your light shines. It's true, you are not perfect, but no one is perfect, and it matters so much less than you'd expect. 'cause your light shines through. Your light shines through. It's what makes you you. And the cracks are there, so your light shines. Your light shines. Your light shines through. Your light shines through. It's what makes you you. And the cracks are there, so your light shines. Your light shines through.
Thank you.
Kintsugi,
So thank you all for coming. Thank you for staying and listening. I hope we can all uncloak to say goodbye. And the tip jar is in the chat. It's going to be split 3 ways, so that'll save you some time and trouble. And what else? And put your email in so I can let you know what other wonderful people I have to present to you.
it's Kintsugi art.
Thank you.
Kitsui, that's it. That's it right there in that picture.
Rick,
Thank
thank
you,
you
Rick.
for the amazing backdrops. I have a PS. The therapy, one of the things we did during the pandemic was build a beautiful stage in the backyard. And so not only, Jan, can one day you have your circle there, but Lara, I would love for you to put us on your tour list when you do make it below the Mason-Dixon line.
Yes, I
Thank
can't
you.
wait. Yes.
I've
thank
only
you.
done one live show so far, and it was so much fun, and it was like suddenly discovering that yes, you can breathe, you know.
Yeah.
But these are fun too, and I'm going to keep them up, you know.
Are
Good.
you going to do anything else at New World?
I will be doing more shows at New World Deli, yes, and I will definitely make sure that everyone knows about them as soon as we settle on dates.
And
And
one more time. America. What are the notifications?
thank you, Dave. If put it in the chat, okay? So Lisa and Maureen, thank you so much for being here. Let's have a big round of applause for the Therapy Sisters.
Hey, it was so therapeutic.
Yes. And Laura Herskovich, this was such a good idea. Please tell Joe I said thank you. The way this show was originally scheduled, it was Joe Jenks in that square, and he had some family obligations and couldn't make it, and suggested Laura, who I'd already met, and I thought, wonderful idea, and she said yes. So thank you very much for saying yes.
Yeah.
This has been
And for
totally my
being here
pleasure,
and-
and I will thank Joe just for me. But yes, I'll pass it along too. And yeah, we just decided to stay with the hair theme. So
I didn't get
Yes.
the demo.
Joe
Oh,
is
for Joe,
free
yes.
spirit.
Yes.
Got the Carole King look going.
Yeah, you know, people don't even get the sentence out. Have you ever heard? Yes, I've heard.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
Yes.
Good to
This
see
was
everyone.
wonderful. Thank
Thanks.
you all for coming.
Thanks, Rick. Thanks, Rick, for all the great backdrops.
Absolutely.
And
My
thank you.
fun.
Jan, we're looking forward to your next one.
Likewise.